So, music for me has always been like a form of therapy. I had a lot of hardships growing up, and music was always that place that I could turn to express what I couldn't say out loud or what I couldn't freely act out or whatever. It was just my way of coping with everything that was going on in my life. And originally, I didn't have any intentions really to like be a performer. It was more so just for myself. Like I was just playing guitar in my room and making songs and singing to no one but myself. And that didn't really start until like I went through, I think probably the hardest thing that anyone goes through, heartbreak. And I started just making changes in my life. I realized in a lot of ways that I wasn't happy, and music was the one thing that always made me happy. So I just decided to start going to open mics and got a lot of encouragement actually from people like in the Flint community to keep going, and from there it just developed. I would get like feedback from people like when I would go to like small gatherings and stuff, and just like play for them, and just people like kept telling me like, oh, like keep going, and people were like really like, they responded well during like open mics and things. And I think really the validation came after I'd already like started out in a band. Like I was in a band called Galapagos for a few months, and our first show was literally 2 weeks after we became a band, and I was nervous, like so nervous. And then after we finished singing one of the songs, which was my song that I had made, we like remixed it. The response from people, like it was at the Good Beans Cafe and the ante room. So it was a very small room, but there were like 60 people all in that room, and they all just cheered. And I realized how much I loved performing, like how much that meant to me, and just having that way of like making that connection to people was really cool for me. Adele was a really big influence for me, especially because like around the time that I started performing, obviously the motivation was heartbreak, and so just hearing her music, I listened to her like religiously pretty much. Fiona Apple is a big influence, Jeff Buckley, Freddie Mercury, just people that manage to convey a lot of emotion through their music, and also just have phenomenal voices. Like I've always liked the idea of challenging myself to sing even better, you know, by doing like using different techniques, and you know, really trying to like use my full range when I sing. I would say music plays a big part in fashion, just because, you know, the people that we see on stage influence how we want to dress and how we want to look. And the same way, like, you know, you walk into a certain kind of fashion shop or whatever, and they're playing a certain kind of music, and it's because like that feeling, that mood that's created by the music is the same thing that you're expressing, like when you wear those clothes. So I definitely see a connection. I see people trying, like, and I see people actually making progress. Like, you know, the Flint Farmers Market coming downtown, a lot of people were kind of iffy about that to begin with, but it's actually kind of connected people more. You know, they have live performances there, just being closer to the downtown residents. I see, you know, the Flint Local is thriving, this venue that's existed since the early 90s and has always supported local bands. Like it's picked up steam and it's really succeeding at that. And I just see the ways in which the local businesses are catching on and wanting to support that. We have our art walks every second Friday, and people come out for that. So it's always really cool to like see.
That's good.
Yeah, and then in terms of like, what are my hopes for the art scene? I hope that it continues to grow and that we see more and more creative people finding those outlets that they need to actually succeed in those fields. I feel like what you guys are doing is definitely a good step, because you want to integrate that with the community and with people that are wanting to like learn these different things. So as good as I might feel that I am, there's always someone better, and being in LA forces me to like be confronted with that. Like, there are so many talented people over there, and so I have to work that much harder to make sure that I'm doing all that I can to succeed. And it's really helpful, I guess, to like be surrounded by so many creative types and people that actually do the things that they say they want to do. Like, they're people who do what they do. Like, I feel like all too often it's easy to say, oh, I want to do this thing, but because it's Michigan, because there aren't those opportunities, you're just kind of floating with these ideas, kind of like in this space of like, I don't know, like how to actually get those things out, or like where to go, or how to grow with this thing. So being in LA, it's been really helpful. Like, I feel hopeful for like my future as an artist. I have some ideas. Yeah, I have a couple EPs that I'm working on here and there, and I'm working with a few artists over there. So yeah, we'll see.